Hello and welcome to your astrological vibrations for Thursday, August 19th, 2021 by Gaia Blooming. I'm Mimi and our energy mantra for today is I align my frequency with that of love. And I want to start off by saying thank you to everybody who is holding space and prayers, but also just putting out there, Joe's father passed away early this morning, and he is in the process of getting himself back to New York, but just hold a lot of space for him. It's also his birthday, so just a lot of intensity, which goes so well with this astro energy. And you're like, well, why are you showing up in all this intensity? Because this is how I deal, is what's happening, how do I make sense of it, how can I best utilize these energies? This is why I show up every day, because I'm like, this is the way through. Let's do this together. Let's make this easier on ourselves. So, speaking of making things easier on ourselves, the next few days are quite intense astro-wise. Lucci agrees. She's feeling the feels with us. We have Uranus going retrograde, and we are building into this full moon in Aquarius. Now, it's interesting because these energies aren't necessarily conducive for feeling, and yet I think that it's going to trigger so many deep feels. So that's my first, thing of advice for the next few days. Watch out for some deep triggers over the next few days. You may feel a little bit like that little cat. Yes. Thank you, Luch. Uranus retrograde. So we're going to have Uranus retrograde in the sign of Taurus until January 18th, I believe, of 2022. So this is taking us into 2022 land. Now, Uranus is a planet of revolution, evolution. It's my revolution, evolution energy. This is where we are called to evolve. And a lot of times we come to this evolution through these triggers that do come up, through liberating ourselves, through healing, doing work around these things that trigger us. That being said, Uranus in Taurus, Uranus also is responsible for change. So one of the best things you can do to already start, I don't want to say negotiating with the triggers, it's not like they're terrorists, but negotiating with these energies is recognizing, okay, what's coming up, where are you being called to change, and how can you align change with your highest values. Taurus reminds us of our values. Now, Taurus can also connect us into money. You're okay, baby. Lucci, come here. You're okay. Come here. You're okay. I know, Joe's outside. Her values, this is a Taurus, actually. She has much to say about this. Her values are being surrounded by the people she loves, and if we're not here, she's like, oh my goodness, where have you gone? Anyway, change in alignment with your values. Check in with your values. This may also bring up financial stuff. Taurus is material goods, money. So you may find that there are changes that you are being called to make in regards to this. Now, what is so interesting about this retrograde is it's actually part of a grand trine in Earth. We have the moon, we have Mercury and Mars in Virgo, moon in Capricorn, all connecting into Uranus and Taurus. So this grand trine in Earth is actually reminding us to be practical in the physical. That's not one of the things that you necessarily always hear from me, but I'm definitely feeling that in these energies. How are you being called to be practical and align with your values? Now, where Uranus is in your chart can dictate how this may affect you, what changes may be in store for you on many levels, but this is a definite call to be practical. And it's also practical on that holistic level. Mars and Mercury in Virgo together is reminding you, not just checking in with what your mind has to say, which we have this energy, but it really is checking in, body, mind, spirit, soul, heart, all of the layers of you. Check in with that as you make these decisions. Check in with your higher self-purpose, your mission, as you align and make these decisions, all right, about these changes. That being said, anytime Uranus goes retrograde, all bets are off. You know, Uranus, it's going to do whatever it has to do to help us make these changes. And so sudden things may happen. And so it's also working with these energies, not taking them personal, you know, but recognizing that there's that. Now, I will say, like I said, these astro energies the next few days, we have so much Aquarius Uranus energy. So it really is. I posted a thing earlier this week about, you know, a child saying, you know, we're going through levels, and this is a really hard level that we're on. This is a challenging level that we're going through. This is a challenging level that we're on. This is a leveling up process. Keep checking in with your frequency. Keep checking in with your vibration. Keep checking in with your vision. With all of this Aquarius Uranus energy, you can help work these things with that. It doesn't mean, you know, avoiding the feelings. It doesn't mean not going there. You got to go there. But just recognize you can also work these energies positively in and for yourself through consciousness. All right, so let's look at the other astro besides Uranus going retrograde. Oof, I keep saying that. We have the Sun and Jupiter in an opposition. So we have Jupiter hanging out in Aquarius opposite the Sun. Now, this is a really good, important balance because Aquarius is like community and friendship and working together, one planet in harmony. Like, that's the vision, right? But the Sun in Leo is reminding you that you as an individual is a very important part of this, your personal expression. So finding the balance, how do we work together and also stay true to the heart of the matter, the heart of things. So we're all going to have different expressions of that, but do remember that, and you may feel a little pushed and pulled. You may feel pulled to conform. The work is, how can we be good to the planet while being good to ourselves? How can we be good to our fellow earthlings while being good to ourselves, and recognizing that earthlings are more than just the other humans or the, you know, I'm not even going there, but all of the beings on the earth. How can we be good and yet still loving to ourselves in and through this? So we have this opposition. We may have, again, some triggers come up around that. We also are going to have Uranus go on to connect with Mercury early Friday morning, and on Mars on Saturday. So these energies, these Uranus energies, are going to be going on as we're building to this full moon. Sleep may become very spiky, tired, and wired. We were up all night because of, you know, Joe's father, and even though I was so exhausted today, I could only sleep in little spurts, and I was like, it's the wired feeling. So there's a lot of that grounding. The Grand Trine in Earth is reminding us, get grounded for this. That will help. Besides these things, Moon in Capricorn is making the rest of the connections. There will be a connection with Pluto. Watch for power struggles. And again, there's a lot of power struggles in the opposition that we're feeling. Like, how can we be best in the planet? So watch out for those. How do you stand in your power? And remember that your power is love. I'm going to leave that here for today. I'm going to start this card, the Mind card. Watch out. It's a lot. It's so much mental energy. It's funny, I have these two cards together, the Friendliness card and the Slowing Down card. And I really feel these cards as, like, we are not going to be feeling as grounded as we may need to be in and through these energies. Do extra work. Today is a really good day to hug trees and be like, can you help me? I need your help. Conditioning, the conditioning card in reverse. Watch your power, check your conditioning. We've been conditioned to conform. Your work is not to conform. Your work is to, with your holistic self, align with your highest and best. And finally, the Ordinariness card in reverse. We may not be looking for the good. We may be too triggered and wrapped up in our mind to look for the good, but the good is there. And please don't forget, even if you're going through something heartbreaking, there's still so much good in it. And we gotta feel what we feel, but don't let that go. Don't let reaching for that good go, because that's one of the things that can help pull us through these challenging times. And Venus in Libra is reminding us pleasure, beauty, love keep holding on to that to help draw you through Eye of the Needle type energies. So for today, you can book a reading with me. Email me, mimiclark@gmail.com. Besides that, the better it gets, the better it gets. There's more than enough love in the world for you. You have the power, and stay curious.